So last week we started into quadratics and we started looking at the key features and all the things that make them up. And we also talked about different types of polynomials. So this week we're going to continue our conversations about quadratics and also practice writing expressions from a word problem, which is a skill that some of us need some extra help on. So objective 1 of this week says that I can write polynomial expressions to represent a situation. So this section I'm about to do is in your workbooks from when we were in school, like, forever ago, but I've also just kind of put it in here. So if you want to complete this in your workbook, it will be on pages 71 and 72. So one thing you want to note is that when you want to write an expression in terms of something else, then that something else you're writing in terms of is what you let your variable represent. So when we're looking at all these examples, we're going to be talking about people in terms of Patty's age or Patty's wage. So if we want to write our expressions, X is going to represent however old or however much money Patty is making. And that will help you kind of go through these. So if we look at number 1, Edgar is 6 years older than Patty, and Isabella is 2 years younger than Patty. We want to write 2 expressions for the product of Edgar and Isabella's age based on Patty's unknown age. So you can see that I've already let X be equal to Patty's age for you. Now you're going to say, all right, so Edgar compared to Patty. So it said Edgar is 6 years older than Patty. So that means that if we knew how old Patty was, we would add 6 to get Edgar's age. So Edgar is whatever Patty is, X, plus 6. Then we see that Isabella is 2 years younger than Patty. So since she's 2 years younger than Patty, that means if we knew how old Patty was, we would subtract 2 from her age to get Isabella's age. So we're going to do X for Patty minus 2. So we've written our 2 expressions. We know they're an expression because they don't have an equal sign. So now they want us to write 2 expressions for the product of 2 expressions for the product of Edgar and Isabella's age. So product means to multiply. So I'm just going to take whatever Edgar's age is, and I'm going to multiply it by whatever Isabella's age is. So I'm going to do X plus 6. And I'm going to multiply it times X minus 2. This is expression 1. It's the factors that create their product. So then when I want to say what another expression, because they wanted 2, then I'm simply going to multiply those out. So I'm going to do X times X and X times negative 2 to get X squared minus 2X. And then I'm going to do 6 times X and 6 times negative 2 to give me plus 6X minus 12. And this is what we did, I want to say 2 weeks ago now. Then to get my final simplified expression, I will just combine my like terms. So that's going to give me X squared plus 4X minus 12. And this is expression 2. So we want 1 in terms of the factors that are being multiplied to get to the product, and then 1 of the simplified multiplied out version of our expressions. All right, so let's look at number 2 together. So let's go back to my 2 colors. Fran is twice Patty's age. So we know Fran is twice Patty's age. Think about everywhere you see Patty, you're replacing it with an X. So that means we're doing twice X because X is Patty's age. So Fran will be 2 times Patty's age, X. Roberto is 4 years less than 3 times Patty's age. So Roberto is 4 years less than 3 times Patty's age. Remember, is our equals. We're changing 4 years to 4. less than means we need to subtract, and 3 times Patty's age. Patty is X, we're going to multiply it times 3. Now remember, when you have a less than symbol, you need to switch your order. So instead of writing 4 minus 3x, we want to write 3x minus 4. And that's because 3 times Patty's age is probably bigger than 4. And if it were bigger than 4 and we left it as 4 minus 3x, we'd end up with a negative, which Roberto can't have a negative age. So if I wanted to figure out if I knew Roberta was 4 years less than 3 times Patty's age, if I knew Patty's age, I would multiply it by 3 and then minus 4. So once again, I want to write 2 expressions for the product of Fran and Roberta's age based on Patty's unknown age. So I want to find a product. That means to multiply. So I'm going to do Fran times Roberto. That's expression 1. Then I want to write a second expression. So my second expression will be simplifying that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute. So 2x times 3x is 6x squared, and 2x times negative 4 is negative 8x. I don't have any like terms, so this is actually expression 2. Number 3 says to write and simplify an expression that represents the sum of all of their ages, including Patty's, all based on Patty's unknown age. So I want an expression that's the sum. So what I'm thinking is I need to do whatever Edgar plus however old Isabella plus however old Fran plus however old Roberto, sorry. And then I also need to include Patty, so I need to add Patty's age. So now I just write what those expressions were. Edgar was x plus 6. Isabella was x minus 2. Fran was 2x. Roberta was 3x minus 4. And Patty has been x all along, so we'll add in Patty at the end. Simplified means I need to combine all of my like terms. So I say x plus 2x plus 3x will give me 7x. Remember, when you're adding like terms, you just combine the coefficients and leave the variable. And then I will do plus 6 minus 2 is 4, minus 4 is 0. And when I'm looking back and I did all of my circling, I realized I didn't circle Patty's age. So I just need to go back and change that to be 8x. So my simplified expression is simply 8x. You will do something similar for 4, 5, and 6. But now instead of talking about ages, we're talking about wages. So go ahead and try and do 4, 5, and 6. Now, number 7 says, if Patty is a 25-year-old waitress who makes $8 per hour, find the ages and wages of all of her friends. So I've already filled in this table for you with Patty's information. Edgar's information. So we knew that Edgar was, scroll back up there. Edgar was 6 years older than Patty. So Edgar is going to be Patty plus 6. So he's going to be 31. His wage was $2 per hour more. So he's going to be 8 plus 2, which is 10. So you're just plugging in Patty's information for X to find the rest of your solutions. So you should finish number 7 and then complete the extra practice in Canvas. Practice writing polynomial expressions. You can also refer to the key that is also in your module to make sure that you've done the questions correctly.